And there's this really awesome paper that a high school sports coach gave to our team at some point. It's called the mundanity of excellence. It's like a thing from the 1980s. And what they talk about is that if you want qualitatively different results, you have to do qualitatively different things. And it's okay, obvious. But also, I think people don't internalize that in everything. If you look at the best Olympic athletes, they are all like slightly better than one another, but they're qualitatively different than the average person. And I could put in as many hours as Kipchoge, the world's best runner, and I will never, ever get close, right? So it's not about quantitative inputs. It's to do things better. You do them qualitatively differently. And our qualitatively different approach is instead of building the end feature, we build the underlying abstraction by taking the numbers and patterns that we see from customers and backing them out into the general purpose thing. The common example I like to give is customers want sales forecasting, inventory reporting, finance and accounting reporting. You're like, oh, you want enterprise grade pivot tables and you want to tweak the formatting and the flavor of them to meet your expectations of reality. Because we go and show an accountant just a generic pivot table. They're like, oh, that's not a GL. They're like, that's not my P&L. I'm like, okay, but if we made these columns look like this, now they're like, oh, that's a P&L. Okay, so let's build a pivot table and make it so that it can feel like a P&L. Let's build a pivot table that can feel like a sales forecast. And then you only have to build one thing instead of building n things. And if you repeat that process, these things compound over time. And this is what like programmers do. It's just that people don't build end like applications that way most of the time. It just means that you also take on harder problems earlier in the company's journey and it takes longer to do stuff. And you don't get that instant gratification. And so we have to sit down and be like, what actually is the ontology of the most perfect abstraction for a DOS table, for a DOS form? It's an intellectually stimulating, rigorous exercise that requires going and looking at real customer use cases and trying to back them out into their essence.